I recently decided to start dual booting my PC with Linux alongside Windows. However, every single time I boot up my PC, I'm met with this ugly mess. The Grub bootloader. I'm not a fan, to say the least. Thankfully, Grub isn't the only bootloader that exists out there. The bootloader we're going to be taking a look at today is called rEFInd. Anyways, to get started, you'll want to log on to your Linux distro of choice, as this is the easiest method of installation compared to Windows. For this demonstration, I'll be using FEDORA, but it should be pretty consistent across most distributions. If you're following along on FEDORA, you'll want to open your console and type sudo dnf update. We're running this command to ensure that we'll be installing the latest version of rEFInd. By the way, all of the commands mentioned in this video can also be found in the description below. Now you'll want to run the command sudo dnf install rEFInd. I already have it installed on my computer, but you'll want to let it do its thing. Once that's complete, the last command you'll want to run is sudo rEFInd-install. After it's done, it should say the installation has completed successfully. Now, you're finished installing rEFInd, and you should boot straight into it on your next boot. But wait, what if you didn't boot straight into rEFInd, but rather Grub or just back into Windows? Well, that means rEFInd is not at the top of your boot priority list. To fix this, you'll want to navigate to your computer's BIOS menu. Just a heads up, this can vary from motherboard to motherboard, so make sure you know where to find the boot priority list for your specific motherboard's BIOS. Anyways, once we're in BIOS, we're going to want to ensure that rEFInd is above all the other bootloaders in this list. Once you're finished, you may exit your BIOS and boot into rEFInd. Once you're in rEFInd, you may have more boot options than you were expecting. For example, I can see Windows, FEDORA, and the Grub bootloader, as well as a couple other options in this list. I only want to see Windows and FEDORA. To hide Grub and the other icons, I can use the arrow keys to highlight them, hit delete on my keyboard to hide it, select yes, and hit enter. Now that looks a lot better, but in my opinion, the general appearance could still use a little bit of work. For this, we'll want to come to the rEFInd themes collection. There are over 100 different themes to choose from in this open source repo. For this example, I'm going to choose the rEFInd BSXM1 theme, since I think it looks pretty neat. The easiest way to install this theme will be to clone the repo from GitHub, so make sure you have Git installed on your machine. To do this, I'll start by creating the themes folder in the rEFInd directory with the command sudo make-directory-p/boot/efi/efi/rEFInd/themes. Then I'll come to the top of the GitHub repo and copy the repository link. Then I'll come back to the terminal and use the command sudo git clone followed by the URL we just copied. Then I'll add the rEFInd themes folder path we just created followed by the theme name. If you chose a different theme than the one I chose here, make sure to change the end of the path to reflect the name of your rEFInd theme. Once you're done, your final step will be to come to the rEFInd directory by using the command dolphin boot/efi/efi/rEFInd. Then hit enter. Once you're here, you're going to want to act as an administrator so you can make changes to the files. Once you're here, you're going to want to open refind.conf with the text editor. You'll want to come all the way to the bottom of the config file, make a new line, and paste the following, making sure to replace theme name with the name of the theme that you've just installed. Once you're done, save the file, and now the next time you reboot, you should have a pretty neat looking bootloader for your dual boot system. Anyways, I hope you learned something new in this video, and if you did, why not subscribe and check out this video next? Thank you so much for watching and goodbye.